I've sold my soul to this film. And that might be why I feel so empty. Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Sheffield Psychedelic. This is my debut feature film. I filmed it in 2021 and I'm releasing it in 2025. What happened there? Well, this little documentary is going to be a bit of an insight into what happened, what went right, what went wrong, what went catastrophically wrong, and what some of the consequences of my poor decisions were. I poured my entire heart and soul into this movie. I put everything into this. I sold everything that I had and owned and took out loans just to make this movie work. And I look back at the results and I think, was it worth it? And even to this day, I feel like I can't make a happy ending out of this and go, ooh, but I can look back and say, oh, but I made it. I look back on this film and I think, ugh. So this was a very long project. This project took about 5 years to make, and I never expected it to take that long. I never expected to be the head honcho of this project. I never expected this to be the main thing that I was doing. I never expected this thing to become so big and so overwhelming. And so I was thinking about this documentary and the making of, and I thought, well, it's the making of the film. When does the film making begin?
Them fucking festivals are insane, mate. They're fucking legendary.
Tell your friends to bar!
With all the money that I spent, for all the favours that I called in, for all the people that I neglected, for everything that I sacrificed, what do I have to show for this? Let's flash back to the pandemic.
The biggest threat this country has faced for decades.
The coronavirus has hit the UK.
COVID-19, Co for corona, Vi for virus, D for disease, and 19 because it started last year.
Mono means one, and rail means rare.
When the pandemic started, I used it as an opportunity to begin making YouTube videos. Some insect, they come into your house and they chill. They don't bother you, you don't bother them. It's a very under the table kind of handshake sort of deal. And I started working on pre-production for a short film called I Am Scum, which was an apocalyptic short film. And I thought, well, because there's a pandemic on, apocalypse seems quite fitting. And it was very easy to get crew because everyone was free during the pandemic, you see. Everybody was available, so I was able to pretty much do whatever I wanted, right? I was able to get like a DP, camera assistant, sound guy, sound assistant, runners, continuity people, everything under the sun, right? And we did a proper full-on professional set, right? And you can see that it looks fairly professional. We got proper cameras and stuff with rigging and things like that. We've got proper people setting things up and it looks like a real film set.
This is a brand new H&M jacket, $6.99 from the charity shop. Now worth less.
Are you kidding? It's gonna be worth more. And so I was kind of on top of the world after this short film was finished. And I thought, what do I want to do next? Where do I want to go from here? And I had this idea that I wanted to make 6 short films before I dedicated myself to a feature, because I thought if I make 6 short films, that's going to give me enough experience. And I Am Scum was short film number 3, right? So after I finished making I Am Scum, I got talking to a mate of mine who introduced me to a guy called Lee Westwick. And I met Lee, and he was just coming off of a film called Mother's Child, which, if you look at some of the footage of it,
that what happened today. How about we call it a chance collision with no unique responsibility?
I'll go with that.
Yeah, cool.
Sheesh, it's not great. But I didn't let that stop me, right? My mate said to Lee, if you get Josh on board to film your next movie, it's going to look so much better than Mother's Child.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, son.
And so I started talking to Lee, and he wanted to do a heist movie, and he wanted to do it very quickly. And I liked the idea of making a film efficiently, taking some of the excess out of the filmmaking scene, right? Because the thing is, I've been on so many film sets at this point that I've seen just how wasteful a film set can be, right? I've seen music video sets, for instance, where the gaffer has come with a big van, and then the studio who's funded the music video has also gone and hired all the same gaffer equipment again. And so we have this giant room with just 2 of everything, right? And it's all stuff that we never even needed anyway, right? And then I remember being a camera assistant on a film set for a short movie. And it was a big film set. It had probably a crew of about 30 people. And I thought, I'm just a cog in the machine here. I don't need to be here. The film would not be any worse if I had pulled a sickie and not gone in, right? So I'd like to take things back to basics, and I'd like to do things quickly and efficiently in a way that I know is possible, right? So how can I do that?
I think you should join me in Copenhagen for a bit.
That's a thought, yeah.
You don't know why?
Why?
I think you're going to be a lot more financially stable with me in Copenhagen.
And I thought this film with Lee would be a great opportunity to experiment, right? Because I was given pretty much full creative control to shoot the thing however I wanted. And so it was a good opportunity to learn like how to block things quickly, how to be efficient with my filmmaking, how to be, you know, quick-paced with it. Because the one thing I hate in filmmaking is when you stop, right? Because when you stop and you take a break, it's very hard to get back into it, right? And we ended up making this film, and we filmed the bulk of it. Principal photography took 2 days, right? And then we did a few reshoots over the course of November 2020. And yeah, the film ended up coming out in December of 2020, so it was really, really fast-paced in terms of the production. And look, I'm not gonna act like it's the best film ever or anything like that. I don't even think it's a particularly good film. In fact, I think it's utter crap. But at the end of the day, I am proud of the fact that we were able to make that. We made it so fast, and it's something that didn't need to exist, but it does. And I kind of like that. It's a little bit of a so bad that it's good movie. And I came off of that when that film came out, and I thought I'd love to be able to do something like that. And I thought there's so many lessons that I've taken away from this. There's so much that I've learned along the way, right? And it was around this time that I started speaking to Maurice. And Maurice is a very big player in this story. He's going to be coming in a lot, right? So I was speaking to Maurice during the production of World Cup Heist, right? And he was in university. He went to Sheffield Hallam, and he was doing a media degree. And for his final major project, he wanted to make a short film about psychedelics, right? And the thing is, he'd never taken psychedelics. I had, right? You've seen the hair, I imagine. So you can tell that I am someone who has dabbled in that sort of thing. I've taken acid a few times. I've taken acid, I think, 4 times by that point, and had a variety of experiences. So I thought I would love to bring my experience to this project, because I'm going to be honest, Maurice is a bit of a meek individual. He's someone who was very easily manipulated, and he was someone that had a big problem with standing up for himself. And I feel like that combination, combined with my experience, meant that I was able to strong-arm my way into being a major player in this film. Originally, I was just going to be a bog-standard DP. I was going to come down and we were going to film for 3 days for this short film. It wasn't going to be something I thought much about, and I was going to get 200 quid out of it, right? So it wasn't going to be a big deal. And originally it was a short film, and after the first shoot got delayed for some reason, I can't remember why, I said to him, we're not making a short film, mate. We're making a feature film. But I said, we can't tell this story in 15 minutes. We need like 70, 80, 90 minutes. We need a proper feature film if we want to actually tell this story. So we're going to push it back. We're going to push it back further than we think we need. So we're going to push it back to April. We're going to rewrite the story as a feature film. We're going to cast it, find the locations, and get somewhere for us all to stay. And we'll go up north and we'll film it all in one go. All in one big block of 6 days. And so I said to him, I will help you write it. I will come on as a director. I will forego my pay. I will do all this completely for free, and in exchange, I become a co-director of this thing. And he said, that's fine, I'm happy to come on as an executive producer. And I was like, okay. So around the time that World Cup Heist was finishing up the editing process, I wasn't super involved in the editing process, so I had a bit of free time to work on this script. I now had 6 months to come up with a script. And when I say 6 months to come up with a script, I don't just mean just happily sitting down in a cafe scripting things out. I mean scripting and casting and sorting out the equipment and sorting out the locations and all the other things that you need to do when it comes to making a film. Everything, right? We were a two-man team. We would sit on Skype every single day, right? And we'd be on the calls for hours and hours and hours, right? One of the main issues with World Cup Heist was the fact that we didn't have a dedicated sound person. So that was my first priority, was to get sound guys involved. We got very lucky with our sound guys, actually. We went on Mandy.com and we put out listings for sound guys, and we managed to get 2 fantastic sound guys who were in university at the time. And so they were able to rent out equipment from uni. And all we had to do was pay for the insurance, and the insurance worked out to like 250 quid. But in exchange for that 250 quid, we were getting like a solid £20,000 worth of audio equipment. This is real audio equipment that is used on proper films. So I was pretty fucking chuffed with myself that we were able to get that. Then we started working on camera guys, and I had this idea, this vision of, because we were filming so quickly and so in such a fast-paced manner, I thought instead of having one dedicated DP that would storyboard everything and do everything like that in a static environment, I thought instead I would rather have multiple directors of photography, or multiple camera operators, if you will, right? And we would film multicam. So we would have 3 or 4 cameras filming the scenes at any one time, right? And from there, we would be able to also split into multiple sets, one of which would be directed by Maurice, one of which would be directed by myself, so we would have that as an option if we ever needed it. So for instance, we could do 2 small scenes in conjunction with one another. And I scripted the film around this idea because I wanted a film that would be very simple. I wanted a film that had a lot of opportunity for character moments, let's call them, right? And something that I hate in films is when there's loads of characters and scenes are dedicated to progressing the plot. I don't care about the plot, right? I'm not a plotty person. Fuck the plot, right? What I care about is the characters and what the characters are doing and how the characters are feeling. So I based this off of the idea that I wanted to have 2 main characters, and these 2 main characters would be in every single scene, no matter what. They would always appear in one scene. We would either have character A or character B. And so because of that, that meant that if we wanted to split into 2 units, we would very easily be able to, because we could just do an individual scene of character A and an individual scene with character B. Perfectly simple. We were easily able to make that happen, right? And so it seems like things are starting to go quite well. We've got the DPs. We managed to get a variety of cameramen with a variety of cameras and a variety of equipment. We had someone who had a proper DJI gimbal with a Blackmagic. We had a guy who had a GH4. We had a guy who had a Sony A7 Mark III, which was quite a good camera. And then I bought a Canon C100 Mark I for filming. I bought it specifically for it because when I was doing the World Cup Heist, I was using my old camera, which was a Canon 6D, which is a DSLR, and it's not really fit for proper, you know, cinematic filmmaking. I wanted this to be a real film. And I had the money, and so I thought, yeah, let's do that. And something that I haven't mentioned around this time is that I was getting married. So I got married on the December 9th, 2020, right? And from then on, it was all a bit of a mess. Everything started to go downhill after that. Dad, sign for me, Vinny, sign for me,
Okay. Do you want to, Vinny, do you want to come sit there? Dad, do you want to come sit there?
Yeah, I sort of said to my now wife, shall we push the honeymoon until after the principal photography. That way I won't be like worrying about it. And she was like, yeah, that makes sense. And so no honeymoon, right? Until after principal photography. So we start working towards this February deadline to start filming for the 6-day block. And the script is about 45 pages complete of 90, right? So we're a bit behind. We haven't got some of the cast members sorted. We've still yet to sort out our locations. We still have an awful lot of progress to go before we actually get to our final destination. And it felt like it was starting to get on top of me, right? I'm a newly married man. Responsibilities are coming on. I feel like I can't be doing this filmmaking bullshit, right? Of trying to be a wannabe fucking filmmaker, going out trying to act like the big Martin Scorsese, you know? I can't just keep doing that forever, but I need to do this one big push. There has to be this one big push. It has to happen, right? And there's no opportunity out of it because I'm too far in at this point. I'm way too deep in already. And little did I realize that I was merely at the cliff edge, ready to jump in. And when I did jump in, Jesus Christ, I did not realize just how far down this rabbit hole went.
I think we're in the darkest moments of pre-production. I wonder what the darkest moments of production itself will look like.
And it all started to get on top of me. It all started to enclose. It all started to compress inwards, right? And everything started to get on top of me. And I'm thinking, how can I escape this? I don't even want to do this film anymore. And Maurice was saying that he didn't want to do this film anymore. And every time he would say it, I would tell him, yes, you do. You do want to do this film. It was your idea. This is our opportunity. And I would suddenly become the motivator. But realistically, I felt the same. And so I was lying to him and to myself. And in a way, I feel like I perhaps peer pressured him into making this film with me, even though it was his idea to begin with. I did something that I didn't need to do. In many ways, maybe this film was a big mistake. But we're too far in now, and all we have to do is get out of here. How do we get out of here? We make the film.
Yeah, but that's the reason why I want to do it so fast, is if I do it now, I can think about the consequences on April the 12th. And the consequences can't be anywhere near as intense as this, because this has been very, very, very intense.
I remember I had a phone call, a very long phone call with someone who, they kept going on and on and on about how first off, he wanted me to delay the film by a year, and then he wanted me to like spend this year coming up with bloody like storyboards and like color schemes and stuff like that. He wanted to spend a year doing that, and I thought, no, I don't want to do that. And I kind of entertained him for a lot longer than I really should have. I should have told him to piss off the second he started going into that. But I didn't, because I'm way too nice and caring a person. I'm way too conflict averse to actually do that. But I should have told him to piss off. Maurice liked to send me down rabbit holes when it came to the plot of this film. Every time I was starting to get a sense of where the story was going and what it was actually about, he would throw a spanner in the works. And this is the issue with coming on board to someone else's idea, taking it over and making it your own piece of art, is that little nugget of their conception is still in there, still screaming, trying to get out. And you're wrestling with it the entire time. And Maurice's original draft of psychedelic involvement, there was a bit more of a crime element, right? I'm presuming you've not watched a Sheffield Psychedelic, but at the beginning, there's this bit.
Check his pocket.
Fucking smack!
Hey, don't turn your nose up at that. That's worth a few quid.
Originally, the film was a lot more about that kind of shit. So Nick, Jack, and a few other characters were all part of this, like, fucking Sheffield mafia, right? I kept trying to take these fucking crime elements out of it. There's a character called David who is in the final film, but originally he was part of like a comedy fucking side duo, which thank God we scrapped it because it would have been the least funny shit ever. And all of this is leading up to something, right? You get the sense this is going somewhere. Well, do you want a fucking hint? Do you want a fucking hint of what happens at the end of this bastarding fucking draft of a movie? The dad is the head of the mob. So eventually I managed to complete the first draft of the final script, right? With all of this bullshit taken out of it, right? The script came up to 127 pages, something like that, right? And we've got 6 days to shoot this starting next month, right? Now I've written all the pieces around things that we already have access to, and the only thing that I needed to get at this point was a pub and a butcher's. Not even a butcher's, an alleyway outside a butcher's, right? But we needed the door open, so we were gonna need to have a bit of coordination there with some business owner, right? Now, Maurice apparently lived right next to a fucking butcher's, so he said that was sorted. Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about the butcher's, that's sorted, right? I think you get the gist that we didn't have a butcher's in it, because if you've seen the film, you've seen there's no fucking butcher's in it, right? You have seen a pub, and that is thanks to our wonderful, wonderful barman, Joe Zalias, or Zalias. I should have maybe checked to see how you pronounce it. What I'm gonna do, Joe Zalias, got in contact with a guy who ran a pub, and the pub's in Chesterfield, fantastic fucking pub. And do you know what's really stupid is that we had 2 pubs, really. It's one of those pubs where there's like a front bar and a back bar, and both bars had a completely different vibe, and we only used the one bar. And I'm thinking we could have done so much more if we used the back bar just to store equipment. So I'm not sure, that's my fault, that one. We could have done more of the location there. So it's around this point that Maurice starts messaging me saying, we can't have Lee on this movie, right? And I was saying, well, if Lee goes, then I go, because at the end of the day, Lee has a car, which means that we're going to be able to get from location to location easier, and I've already worked alongside him, there's already a rapport going on there, I've already made an entire film with him, I see his work ethic, I see that he is able to get stuff done, and he's going to be able to do the 6-day fucking marathon. Not only that, Lee because I've now done an entire feature film for him, which bear in mind, I exported the fucking cut of World Cup Heist on my fucking wedding day. Right? I woke up on my wedding day and I fucking exported World Cup Heist and I fixed some sound. So I think it's fair to say that I'm owed a fucking favour. Lee's going to be Nick. He is going to play the character and I don't give a shit. And if Lee isn't there, then I'm not there. And you can fuck right off. Right? That was my attitude. And to be honest, it's one of the few decisions from that period that I really stand by. They were very dark times, that early 2021 period. And it all kind of blurs together for me. And apparently I made an album in that time as well. I remember very little about making the album. All I remember was I did one collaboration with Maurice. We worked together on a song. And at the time it felt like me and him were really making progress and that this film was going to be beautiful. It was going to fulfill my expectations and it was going to live up to my vision. And that all of these trials and tribulations would eventually be worth it. That eventually we would succeed and we would be able to use this past to create and forge a new future for ourselves. Little did we know just how delusional we really were. So, I thought to myself, I do need to get another camera because I've been looking at the footage for World Cup Heist, and if you have a look at it, yeah, we need something a bit better than that. So I thought if I'm going to shoot this movie, right, that I'm putting all my money into, putting all my time into, investing weeks, months, thousands of pounds, you know, making use of every single one of my connections, making use of calling in all the favours that I have, right? I'm going to be doing all of this, and if I don't get a good camera, I'm going to be making a film that looks like this.
You know what's going to happen tomorrow at 12 o'clock?
Yep.
We're going to be there.
Ready.
We're going to kill this son of a bitch.
And I thought, that's not happening. So what I did is I went on eBay and went on the bids, and I found a Canon C100 Mark I for £600. And I bid on it. Not really expecting much. I thought it's too good to go. So I bid on it, and it's mine. I was the only person that bid on it. And I was like, oh, fantastic. And then I also needed to get that, which charges the batteries. That was 100 quid. And then obviously I needed to get the batteries, and then there's another battery in here as well. So 3 batteries, right? £50 a pop. They're meant to be more like £150 a go, but again, I got them on the bids, because if you get stuff on the bids and no one else bids on it, you just get it for cheap. So I got that, and then I thought I need a lens, 50mm USM lens. USM is basically the one that's like one step above the cheapest, so I thought that way I'm not getting the cheapest looking thing, I'm getting something slightly better. And you know, it came in the mail, and I remember when I got it just thinking, oh wow, being very overwhelmed, sort of like having a nuclear bomb in my possession. I didn't really know what to do with it. I'm just going to explode it over Vietnam. I'm not going to just do that straight away. I'm going to maybe nuke the ocean first a little bit before I move my way to civilization. So I shot a few bits in the woods, shot a few fields, you know, a few parks, that kind of thing. And as you can see from my test footage, I'm not exactly very good at it. It's shaky, it's overexposed or it's underexposed. You know, the framing's kind of wrong. I'm clearly not comfortable with my camera yet. And so I thought, right, well, I can't take a camera that I don't know how to use onto set and shoot the most important film in my life. So I thought, right, let's make a practice film. We were going to film the short film first, essentially as practice for me to get better at using my camera. And so that film ended up being called Under the Stone. I wrote the script for it in a day, and the way I cast it was I took everyone that had applied for all the various Mandy listings for a Sheffield Psychedelic, took all the ones that had just said London on their location, and messaged them all saying, hey, you're hired. I just hired everyone. Hire first, ask questions later. Let's see how that worked. And it would just be a good excuse, some indoor scenes, some outdoor scenes, a few psychedelic scenes. It would give us a bit of an insight as to what shooting this movie was going to be like. And it would be a bit of you know, a practice run. It would be a bit of an experiment as well to see, you know, what could we do in 2 days if we put our sort of thought into it, but not necessarily our resources. I just can't shake the feeling that this filming isn't going to go my way. That everything's going to fall apart. That everything's slowly going to come crashing down around me. And I'm going to be a limp, lifeless husk of a man long into the future, with this thing like a rain cloud above me, still pouring down day after day, as the expectations of all the cast and crew and all the wonderful volunteers that contributed their time and effort into this project got zilch in return. And it's nobody's fault but mine. And it's up to me to do something about that. It's at this point that I can see the writing on the wall. 6 days. Are we going to really do 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day? Because I can sit there and say, oh, I'll do it, I can do anything, it's my project, and I will work as hard as I can, and I'll push myself. But as lazy as it is to say, I'm not a morning person, I know that I can't do that kind of thing. And then it's one thing to expect that from myself and push myself to my limits, but then to expect other people to do it for expenses only is not going to happen. So I started working out a way in which we could shift each day. So each day would start a little bit later than the last, right? So each day starts, say day 1 starts at 8 a.m, right? Day 2 and finishes at 10 p.m. Day 2 starts at noon and goes on till 10 p.m. Day 3 starts at noon again and goes on till about 10 p.m. Day 4 starts at about 2 p.m. and goes on until about midnight, right? And we do it that way, depending on what we need, because we'll need some night scenes, we'll need some day scenes, we need some variation, right? But already, I'm fucking knackered. And there's only so much that I can do of this. There's only so much I can push myself to my limits. Because I don't know what my limits are. If I keep pushing them, I'll never know what they are. And another word for limits is boundaries.
Day 1 of filming. I've just gotten up, it's 7:12. I've got all the kit over there, I don't know if you can see it. It's just there. Spent all of yesterday clearing SD cards, putting SD cards in cameras, charging batteries, making sure that everything was in the right bit. Putting everything in one pile. I put everything in a big pile so that I can just shift it. So what's going to happen is I've got about 5 hours of prep sort of time just to myself really before filming begins. Filming's happening at 11. Lee's going to come around here, so I guess I'm going to chuck some of this in his Germany-sized boot. He's got a boot the size of Germany. I took a quick run to the shop. You know, you can see I've got my running shoes. So how could I not have been running? Yeah? I bought a couple Boost bottles, so that should keep me a bit energised. I need to get little bottles of water for everyone, but I'm going to have to get those from a Lidl. Lidl's not open yet. I'm leaning on a wall at the train station. I got to go print the script. It's nearly 9 o'clock. I'm going to get to the place at about 9:10. I should get to the actual shop by about 9:20, print it off by 9:30, and hopefully be back by around 10. That gives me enough time to just hang around for a little bit. Lee's going to come to my house at about 11. Once I get back, I can start making phone calls to everybody and making sure they're all going to arrive at a certain time. And yeah, let's blow this mother. Just on the train. And now to get the Impending done. I've got my USB. This has the script on it. Aww. I'm annoyed. I'm extremely annoyed. Look at this. Deliveries. It's shut. They said it was going to open at 9, but they lied. It's 9:10. Okay. I've got to reevaluate. I've got to figure out where I can get it. I could possibly ask a corner shop. Maybe give them some cash. Might have to do that. There's a corner shop here, I'm going to try. My life has seriously been saved. Look at these. I was convinced I wasn't going to get one of these. I'm now at Sudbury Hill. I'm not too sure how I ended up here. I seem to have run here. And now I've got to figure out how to get back home. About 9:20 now. So I want to be home at about 10:15 at this point. I'm just happy I've got the script, and people are going to start making their way to set soon, including me. I'm going to get home, I'm going to make myself another cup of coffee. I was on the Piccadilly line coming back the Uxbridge way towards Cockfosters way. I get off at Ealing Common. The last stop before that is North Ealing. I think I'm getting on the Central line. I see the next stop, because I'm only getting on it for one stop. It's North Ealing again.
So what I figure is Lee lives nearish here, so I'm walking to his house and then go to my house, pick up all the equipment and then just go to Henwell Station. Yeah, adaptability, you need it. That train that was going to come get me to go about the one stop I needed to get to where I was before was going to come in 10 minutes. I didn't have 10 minutes to spare, so I figured something else out. This way I get to talk to Lee, tell him about his character and motivations and shit. And he sounds quite throaty. I hope he's feeling alright. I guess I'll find out. So Psychedelic is officially in production, pretty much. Once I get to Lee's house, gotta get in the car, drive to my house, get the equipment from my house, load it in the boot, go to Henwell Station, where Evelina and Jack will be. Jack's running a tiny bit late, but that's kind of helping in my favour. Evelina's like perfectly on fucking time, it seems. I'm kind of hoping they're both a little bit late, because I know I'm going to be a little bit late. Hello, I'm recording a video. What does that look like? This was a simple shoot. It was going to be a couple outdoorsy bits, a couple indoorsy bits, so you get a nice range. And the idea was that we would film the estate agent scene first, right near the meeting point, because there was a great estate agents right near the station that we were going to be meeting people at. We were filming outside an estate agent scene, and the scene is Lee's character is Nick, and he's looking through the estate agent window at all the houses and thinking, Jesus, these houses are so expensive. This is a rip-off. How can I afford any of these? I'm going to be stuck in my current living situation forever. Oh, God, right? That was the idea. And then Jack's character was going to come along, and he was going to say, oh, do you want to come with me and smoke a bit of dope, right? And there was going to be this little joke where dope can sometimes mean heroin, but sometimes people say it to mean weed, and people generally who do that are kind of out of touch. And the joke, I don't know, I feel like...
Sniff.
Sniff.
It's a bit dope. I mean, wait.
Feels very out of touch, right? Which is weird because I know this stuff, right? Like, I'm not ignorant to the fact that dope and weed are different things. I know a little bit about drugs, right? I've never been a full-on smackhead or anything, but, you know, I've taken drugs before. So, I mean, have you seen the hair, right? So I do know how this kind of thing works, and yet for some reason it just didn't translate into good cinema. I have no idea why. The only thing I can attribute it to is failure of writing on my behalf, failure of directing on my behalf, or just maybe because I was so stressed, I was so willing to just let a bad take slide, which again comes down to bad directing on my part, right? And bad organization. So all roads lead to me being at fault, because me as a director means that I take responsibility for all the flaws, all the problems with the final product. Anything that's wrong with the film is the director's fault. Even if it's a coffee cup that was left by a PA, that's the director's fault for not spotting that and picking up on that and getting rid of it and telling someone to move it. The director holds the sole responsibility.
Save it for YouTube.
After we managed to get the estate agent scene done, we went on to the next location. Now, I'd pre-rolled these fake spliffs.
I'm trying to smoke this, but I was literally about to throw up.
I get you.
I cannot smoke this.
Try.
What is it? Was it toast like?
Do you wanna?
No. It is. I cannot describe it.
Told you.
I'll finish them for you. I actually quite like them.
You can have it.
Instead of just go. Put a blow through it, because when you don't suck it in, don't draw it in, blow through it, it still lights the end.
We did the park scene. The park scene went quite well, actually. We filmed that quite lickety split. Oh yeah, that looks so good. And then we started making our way back to Acton, and we stopped off along the way at a few pre-designated spots. However, the problem was that I hadn't accommodated for where to find parking. So I had the ideas for the spots that we were going to film in mind, but I didn't know how we were going to park up and then walk up to these spots. So there was an awful lot of Lee having to drive around the block trying to find a place that was within the council's CPZ parking restriction. Fucking bullshit, right? And eventually, and it took us like 10-15 minutes, you know, every time we wanted to stop off somewhere. So that's eating into more time. I ended up texting Yemi just to say, listen, just don't worry about being late, essentially, right? Just wander around a bit if you're there early. Like, we're going to be about half an hour late. So more bad organization on my part, okay? We filmed those scenes and they took a lot longer than I thought they were going to. I thought we'd be able to just, jump out of the car, they'd run off down the road and then walk back up, and then we'd get back in the car and we'd go. No. There's an awful lot of setting up the camera, making sure that the lav mics are working, making sure that we've got the audio rolling, making sure that they get all the way to the right spot and they know which direction to walk and they don't walk off in a weird direction that looks weird on camera, that kind of thing. And so there was an awful lot of problems like that, which meant that filming took a lot longer than I thought. Again, bad management and bad direction on my part and bad planning on my part. And then we eventually get to Acton and we get into the house, right? And we start filming the scenes with Yemi. So Yemi, when you come in, could you come down like one step? As if like you've come down the stairs a little bit, and then you see him, and then you stop on that position that you're at.
Okay, so I should go up like a step up.
Yeah, just go up a couple steps and stay on that step. And then at the end of the scene, just come down a couple more steps.
I should come down from here.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, how did the interview go?
Yeah, that's good. The scenes in the stairwell were actually pretty decent to film. I feel like the audio could be a lot better, but I think that's down to the acoustics of the room that we were filming in, because it's quite a big, echoey kind of space. And the way that we did the audio recording was kind of stupid. We had a zoom, and we had 2 separate lav mics, and we had the onboard camera with a microphone on it, and we just basically chucked as many microphones in as possible without consideration for what was getting what. I just thought if we had 5 microphones, we're sorted. That's not true. Don't do it like that. Figure out where you're going to put your microphone, right? I've only got 1 microphone now. There's way better audio.
I'm playing you, and I'm off my head on fucking drugs.
Huh?
I'm playing you, my name's Nick.
Yeah.
And I'm off my face on acid and other stuff. I'm off my face on drugs.
So basically, we're going to do the shot reverse shot thing first, where you have the argument, and you come in, you sort of flick the kettle on. You don't actually flick it on, just pretend. Yeah. And you argue, you kind of face each other, you get annoyed, and she leaves, and you're left in there with the kettle.
I knew you would fucking ring about this time, you cunt.
Yeah, how's Josh?
Oh, he's just being Josh and filming like multiple scenes like 1,000 times because he loves data and storage so much.
Oh, for God's sakes. Fair enough, man, I guess it is what it is.
And then finally we had the car scene, which was a nighttime car scene, and we had a triple camera setup. That was kind of fun to do, but the issue was figuring out the lighting, because lights that would come from like street lamps would cause glare on the windshield, right? And then our own lights needed to be inside the car, and we needed to figure out how to make those work without creating big shadows over everyone that would look kind of unnatural, because you wouldn't have a light coming from that source anyway. So we were trying to work all that out and trying to make it look all right, and there's an awful lot of fiddling around trying to make that work.
Oh wait, who took the light out?
Oh sorry, it fell down when I started the car door.
Window. Oh, it's down, yeah.
Hello!
But eventually we managed to get that done, and then we just had one final scene, which was a phone call scene, where Nick is phoning his Yemi, who plays his girlfriend, who's basically split up with him at this point, and he's kind of begging for her to come back.
Stop doing that, did you notice that?
Shot 10, take 2, action. And that was quite fun because I was able to use the DJI Ronin to sort of make this long tracking shot. And I really enjoyed doing that. I really enjoyed doing stuff like that. So yeah, that was the final thing that we did on that day.
I'm a newly married man. I'm feeling a weight of responsibilities on my shoulders, even though realistically it wasn't a real wedding. I mean, we did actually get married legally, but it wasn't, like a big serious thing. Obviously it felt serious, but when you look back on it, everything seems so much smaller. It's because you don't have that perspective, that ability to look back and judge what was correct and what was wrong. But what was real was my newly wedded wife's disease was getting worse. It was a long name, and it took a long time for doctors to even get close to figuring out what it actually was. But essentially, it was just constant palpitations and near-death experiences, which started pretty much immediately after we tied the knot. So that's a great sign of our wonderful future, you know. So yeah, and there I am, in a film half of my conscious. Right? And what should my next move be? But to get that film done at all costs. Finally, I come to accept I'm never going to get this all done in time. I'm never going to prepare everything. And in a way, maybe it's best to not be prepared. Maybe it's best to take each challenge as it comes and let the impulsiveness drive the creativity. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but all I can do is try. All I can do is force my way through the trials and the tribulations that will come in the years ahead. Stuff that, as far as I was concerned, February 2021, before even the production of this film had begun, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I had absolutely no idea. And if I look back, I would sort of think, geez, you're in for a rough ride. You're not gonna like where it takes you. Yeah!
We're going from the big hotel. Drop me in with the Ferrari line.
The what, sorry?
Oh.
No, start from the top. But yeah, just, do you have to script that there?
The script's in there.
It's in the fridge.
Sweet. Yeah, literally just fucking, you see this, just as frantic and as fast as possible as you can talk.
Well, I tested this and it works.
And the idea was to drive as fast as you could, because it was a 30-mile-an-hour area. So we drove at 30 miles an hour, and there was going to be this kind of manic car scene. So we did that. It was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't too much of an issue. I kind of originally thought that I could film this going from one location to the next. Absolutely not. You can't do anything when you're going from one location to the next, is kind of what I've learned from this. Going from one location to the next is a task in and of itself, not a mini thing that you can turn into content, okay? So just focus on getting to your location, then do the filming, right? And if your location involves moving, that's fine, right? But just plan for it. Don't try and work everything into a smaller, tighter time frame as possible, because it just won't work.
I'll just get the monologue one more time, just in case. Just start from the Ferrari line.
Someone cue me in
Shot
Ferrari.
10, take 3, action from the Ferrari line.
Just for, I was going to say, do you want me to leave Lee to his monologue without me saying anything, so you can kind of keep in my added bits for editing, or do you want me to carry on?
Yeah, I think let them just stay
silent. Yeah. Okay, I was thinking that. Okay.
But I think do respond to him though afterwards if you have anything that's on your mind. Just let his last word kind of die out.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
We went to Brentford, and my original location for this big kind of climactic scene for the movie wasn't available. The whole place was shut down, and I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? So we kind of walked around trying to find a new place. We needed somewhere where someone could come out of a door.
Let me get some of the ducks just chilling.
Ducks just chilling. All right, let's get in positions. I'm ready. Are you ready?
How
you
far
guys ready?
can I get back?
Yeah. How do you mean?
So I'll
just
walk back to like...
maybe like just behind where that buoy thing is.
Eventually we found a block of flats where you could just kind of open the door at will for some reason. So we used that as our location so that someone could open the door and come out, right? And it's basically a mugging scene. So two characters mug this other character and then run off, right? And we've got the bit of them talking in a bit of a close-up now, right?
Yeah, the audio on that was very good.
Sweet, so let's just get the stab. Let's get the murder.
Wait, did you get the close-up?
Yeah.
Take 1, action. I think step into it.
Just step straight in.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Jack. If you kind of go just in front, so it's a bit of an over the shoulder.
Yo.
Yeah, just focus like in the middle of all three of them. It'll pick it all up.
Yeah.
It's kind of a wider cardioid, so it'll get it.
Okay. How low down can I go?
Further.
Further? That's good. That's far. That's too far. Yeah, perfect. That was just a nightmare to set up because I think having this multi-camera thing with tripods as well, and I was trying to do everything kind of tripody rather than hand-holdy, it just made it so much more awkward to set everything up, and the audio setup wasn't like this with a nice little lav mic that you can just kind of be free with. We had boom poles and stuff which were just kind of rattling, and every time I had to worry about that because I couldn't hear the audio, only the sound recorders could hear the audio. So I was dealing with all these different issues, and eventually managed to get the scene done. Scene took another hour longer than I thought, and I was like, oh crap, we're gonna run over.
We could just do the Psycho thing. You film it in black and white, and then you use chocolate syrup as blood.
Ooh. Alright, so should we start the main road and then turn in? And I think the whole time you're kind of looking over your shoulder, like you know he's fucking coming after you. You're kind of hoping you're gonna lose him. Keep going. Can I just see what it looks like? Just a little bit of. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Action! Bastard. I love this camera. I can just get movie-like shit just holding it. Like camcorder.
Jack, can we get another shot just of your hand running over that?
Can you see the terrible, terrible injuries? This is pain. Then, what happened after? Oh, we went back to the house in Acton and we filmed all the outdoors stuff. There's a few bits where Lee's character Nick is like banging on the door.
Alan! Alan!
Trying to get his ex-girlfriend's attention, and that's when he meets another character.
Cheers.
What do you do, Nick?
You know, jobless. Anything for money, really.
Same here, mate. Same here.
And so we filmed that, and that was our last bit. And because we cut that other scene, it meant we ended up wrapping an hour earlier than we expected. And I thought that was quite good, because usually on film sets you run over, right? That's basically what always happens. I was quite proud of myself for that. Even though we did cut a scene, I was so happy to be able to tell people that they could go home, and people could get home earlier than expected and probably have fun with their evening, more so than they would have been able to otherwise, right? Because I don't like being told to stay for longer. No one likes it. It's annoying, you know? So I was quite happy with myself there. Sweet. You guys over there are legends. You guys over there are legends. The birds in the trees. Lee, when you're doing this bit in the close-ups, can you kind of stare at him a bit more, like, you fucked my life up. You fucked my life up. You know that kind of... You know the death stare you gave Casey that day? That sort of shit, you know? It's good being able to direct actors you already know, because then you can just say, just remember that thing that happened, just do that again. This can be in like the behind-the-scenes documentary, the really sad bit. We put like sad piano music over as he walks away. This is all the gear that we have today. You see all that gear? You see that? Headphones. Them's the best headphones.
I'm rolling, Josh.
Can you hear that?
Hear what?
The car.
Yes.
Wait for it to fuck off and we'll start.
We're running on low batteries again.
Car, fuck off! I should probably not say that when it could run me over. What are you doing, man? You're literally just sitting there revving your engine. Move! So now it's the 29th of March. I've got everything backed up from day 1 and 2 of Under the Stone, and it all worked out to about 150 gigabytes, right? And I've got 6 days before I leave for Sheffield.
This is like a middle-class train spotting, basically, set in Sheffield, where you got the urban developments going on around, and people don't like that fact, and you know, the main character's daddies all reading newspapers every day going, they're building another set of tower blocks. No, shut up, this. No. Yeah, but I don't know, man. You expect me to give off coherent thoughts at 7:30 in the morning. I've had one coffee to keep me going. But I'm gonna have another one. But between you and me, I'm not like a morning person. You know how you see those things of billionaires getting up at 4 a.m. because they go do their workout and that. So when did they go to sleep? You know? Are you telling me at those fucking like deep state fucking orgy parties that they get to 10 o'clock and they're like, nope, sorry guys, it's my bedtime?
So, what can I say about the first couple days here? We haven't started filming yet. Filming hasn't begun yet. We had our DIT pull out. That was an issue. Yeah, thanks coronavirus. He's got this big BBC thing, and apparently the BBC can't give him a test. He needs me to give him a fucking test. So I said, you know, I gave him the links to the Derbyshire fucking vaccinations and getting your own tests, and apparently that wasn't good enough, so he's eased off. It's alright, I mean, we have a 2 terabyte hard drive, but now there's all this I Am Scum shit on it, and I need to get rid of that. And also, the fact that this is going to take a lot longer now. It's a shame as well, because I thought that the DIT we kind of had in the bag. I thought that was one of the things we definitely got. He seemed really up for it. He probably still is, he's probably disappointed, but oh well. I'm just worried that I don't give a shit if these people aren't having a good time, because we're not here to have a good time, we're here to make a movie. However, I'm worried that we're moving too slowly with things just in a house, you know, setting up the house, and I worry that that's going to continue on into the filming itself. And if it does, you know, bit of an issue that. It's a little bit of an issue. Check out my flag. I'm not filming the guy, I'm filming the flag.
It's weird. I feel a bit down, but I think it's just didn't have enough water yesterday and didn't really bathe. I need to have a bath.
Hello. I'm currently naked right now. You see that? Do you want to know why? I was midway through having a bath. You know the sort of hole at the top of the bath where water drains out so you don't overflow? Yeah, water's going through that, all's fine and dandy. I'm having my bath. Listening to music, drilling out, relaxing, cleansing. I haven't even gotten to the bit where I wash my body yet. And I get knocks on the door from the others going like, oh Josh, you need to see this, you need to see this. Look down in my fucking gimp-ass little towel, looking down, oh my god. All the walls are fucked. I mean, look at this. This was all, you can see the evidence, just.
What the fuck?
It's insanity. It's just, what I think is really, really scuzzy about this is that this place is fucked up. Do you want to know what I found? I'm having to cut my own fucking testicles. In here, I don't know if you can see up there, well, in there was dirty, shitty undies. I can go have a look at the bin if you want, I can get a shot of that. Check out the shitty undies. Primark undies.
Definitely Sheffield.
Man with taste. It could be way worse. It could be way, way worse. We could have had way more dropouts. We could have lost one of our main actors, for instance. I mean, we still could. Who knows? It hasn't even started yet, you know? Tomorrow, Steve Shinners and Harry Crawford are coming at 9. Stephen Shaw is coming at 9. Lauren, I believe, is coming at 9. We've got a lot of people coming at 9 tomorrow. A lot of people.
A homeless guy lives there, man.
Homeless guy definitely lives there. Well, he's not homeless.
He's got a good view.
He's got a good view.
Man, that is amazing.
All he needs to do is start conversing. I was walking around and I was seeing all these little locations. I just thought, I wish we could do a film in that bit, but we haven't got a bit that's set in that part in the script, so it's annoying me. Honestly, tomorrow, I just want to film as much as I can. I don't even care what it is. Honestly, I want half an hour of footage for the film, like usable footage for the film in half an hour. If we can get that, that makes the rest of the time easier. Like, I look like I'm just in front of a field. I am surrounded by miners' houses. Oh. So yeah, let's move on. I'll catch you around on day 1. See ya. I think we're in the darkest moments of pre-production. I wonder what the darkest moments of production itself will look like. Do you want to cut to them? Oh my god, you're so lucky. You get to just fucking cut to it. I've actually got to live it. I've got to live for another 2.5 weeks. Jesus Christ, but for you it's just going to be like that.
I don't know how I'm going to hit him. I don't know how I'm going to hit him.
You could hit him back at hand.
Yeah. Like that, yeah. Just like that, but I don't want to hurt you, do you know what I mean?
It'll be alright.
Is that alright? Yeah, a bit like that then, yeah. So it seems like a bit of a soft, doesn't it?
Hit him hard.
How about if I go like that? Is that it? Was that alright?
That's fine.
Or does that look shit?
So day 1 of the main feature film, day 1 of 6, right? This was our longest day by far. We started at 8 AM and we went on until 10 PM, which I didn't really want to do, but I kind of had to do because I thought it's best to get as big a push done to begin with so that the pressure isn't as on us so much on the later days. And also while the energy is still up from day 1, I figured let's maximize that and use it to our advantage. So what did we start with on that day? We started off by filming the running down the stairs scene.
Bye, Dad!
Don't slam the door!
I thought this was going to take about 15 minutes. It took an hour. So that's great, we're already behind. So I tried to make up some time with the following kitchen scene. We had 2 kitchen scenes where Adam and his dad are eating dinner, right? 2 different points in the movie. And I thought, let's just keep the exact same setup for both. We don't have to change a thing. Which I didn't really want to do, but I thought that'll save us a good half an hour, probably 45 minutes doing that, sorted. Right? And all they have to do is just run into the other room and just change costume, right? And they only need to change their shirt. The trousers can stay the same because you don't see their trousers in the scene. So we sorted that out and we did the film in there. And that scene kind of came out all right. I quite enjoy it. It's so awkward, I love it.
How's school?
University? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Well, university, school, yeah. Just asking.
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, Stephen Shaw and Joe Barker have turned up. Stephen Shaw is a camera operator. He owns a Blackmagic pocket mini cam thing with a DJI Ronin gimbal. And Joe Barker plays Claire, who is essentially Adam's stepmom, right? And so we were going to do originally Claire's first scene to begin with, but we had to do a quick bit with Adam where he comes back drunk, because the idea of the scene is that Adam stumbles in drunk and gets confronted by his dad and by Claire. So we went out and we filmed that with Stephen Shaw's Blackmagic on his gimbal, and the way we had it was we had Jeffro's Panasonic GH4 on a tripod at the end of the walk. So wherever the final location was that Adam walked to, we could then cut over to this other camera. So this camera was rolling the entire time, but we only needed it for that final little bit. That's a good way of doing multicam, right? On longer kind of things where characters are walking and talking and having cameras kind of dotted along the way for areas where you know that you need them. That can be quite fun, right? Especially when they're kind of out of the way, right? Because you know that you don't need camera A anymore, and now you can use camera B. And now you don't need camera B anymore, and you can use camera C. Well, I don't actually have camera C as an example, but you get the point, right? So we filmed that. That took about as long as I expected. That was kind of fine. It was quite fun, actually. We got some really good stuff out of it. We got a lot more stuff than we needed, really. I might make a music video out of it or something. But then we got in and we filmed the Claire scene at the kitchen table. And that was kind of a nightmare setting up with the triple camera because it was quite a tight space. And so it was an awful lot of time. I mean, this master shot, this top-down master shot, I feel like it should be a little bit like shifted along like that so that you can see Dad in it. But whatever, I think it still looks good. It might be a bit annoying, but at the end of the day, you can cut into the Dad and start cutting in and you can have some fun with it anyway. And it's still a good scene. We shot that, and then we shot the other scene with Claire.
Scene 112, shot 21, take 1, action.
So, where did you go? What happened?
It's a very long scene. It's like a 5-minute scene with a couple different setups. I decided to simplify it down to one basic setup, right? So before, characters were kind of walking around the room doing things, and I thought, fuck all that, let's just forget about all that. Let's just do it. 2 characters sat down, Claire's leaning against the wall, done, right? That's gonna save us so much time. And I'll tell you what it did, we managed to get that hour back that we lost on the first scene, right? So now we're kind of breaking even, right? Which we need to do because we are on a tight schedule here.
Welcome back to
Morrison Productions.
Oh, what's that fucking show called where there's some people that go down to the shop and they come back and their house is suddenly brand spanking new. It's one of those.
Changing rooms.
Yes, thank you. It's one of those shows. We're doing one of those. Welcome to season 76, episode 9.
I said don't move my fucking furniture.
After that, we were going to split up into 2 units. I was going to film the scenes of Adam leaving the house, sneaking out of the house to go smoke his joint, and Maurice was going to go with Lee and Alex and Stephen Shaw, and he was going to film stuff with Nick going into hospital, driving around, stuff that was going to be useful in the movie, but we've since cut, so kind of didn't need to do it. But anyway, we thought we needed it, right? So we did the split unit thing, and the split unit thing actually worked out quite well. It was quite fun doing that, actually. And we took about the same amount of time. We both met up after the fact, and after we met back up, the 2 units, we had a bit of a break. And we sat down for about half an hour, and we just kind of relaxed, talked some shit, which is what you need to do on these things. And then we kind of just waited for sunset, because we only had one scene that we needed to do after it got dark, which is the Dad confronting Adam on smoking his little joints. So we shot a little bit more of Adam going out smoking his joint, and then the Dad comes in and he confronts Adam, and then Nick comes along and he confronts the Dad.
Rolling. Rolling. This is shot 27, take 1. Action.
You think you're so much better than me, don't you? Is that because you're always skunked up on marijuana?
I'll have the best time ever.
Yeah?
Yeah, and do something good with my life, and when I die, I won't even care about the money that I earn that I'm going to spend on people. I don't even care about me.
Hey?
It was quite a fun scene. We decided to do a little bit more handheld because it's a bit more dynamic, and we've been kind of like compromising things by making them more static. This time I decided to compromise things by making the camera work a little bit more shaky and handheld, and I was fine with that because at the end of the day it's kind of an intense scene anyway, so I thought it worked quite well, and to be honest I think the scene holds up really well. It's quite funny. There's this fucking line.
He's a child abuser. In fact, you're not even a child
You
abuser.
call me that again, I'll knock your fucking lights out.
You're not even a child abuser. You're a rapist.
Yeah?
Did you get that on shot?
You can tell I was a bit of an edgy kind of guy when I wrote it. Jesus. And yeah, that's day 1 of a Sheffield Psychedelic. We went back to the accommodation and we had a few drinks and we had a few talks. And then we went to bed probably about midnight, ready for day 2.
Bitch, yo, get no sleep, yo. I'm a dark night, bitch, yo, get no sleep. Anyway, was that recorded audio?
Mm-hmm.
Pull up on the block, pull up on the block, pull up with my cock,
I'm hoping at least that it can end with this, that I can get some meaning back in my life. I want that meaning back. We're like a third of the way there. I think we're a third of the way there in terms of all that. But in terms of this, right now, here and now, we're not even 1% through. So, day 2. Shot 1, take 1. Action! So me and Jeffro went to Harry to go film some stuff with him, and Stephen Shaw and Maurice went with Jonathan Kilcourse, who plays Druggy Dave. And so we got 2 montages at the same time in different areas. Probably about a 10-minute walk from one another, right? We just met up in one place and then we went different directions and we filmed different things. Both montages are quite similar, but one is a little bit more essential than the other. The other one was kind of just for like intercut bits that I had in mind, right? So we did that. That took a little bit longer than I thought, and there were a few issues with communication. Bit more, like 10 more paces back. No, like down a bit. Like a couple windows more down. You're just more, like a lot, not just a step. Yeah. More, like to the other window.
That one?
I mean like actually walking along.
All right, okay.
Not like, yeah. Okay, that's good, that's good. Action. And then just, why do you keep walking across the street? And generally setups just took a bit longer than I thought. I thought all this was going to be done really smoothly and speedily, and that we could do a setup in like a minute and then move on to the next thing. No, it takes longer than that because, again, similar to on the Under the Stone shoots when we were doing those walking around montages, you need so much coordination that you got to figure out, and it takes a lot of time to do that. And that's kind of an issue, is it ate up into the time. So we ended up eating up in about half an hour more than I would have liked with that. And then we shot a scene, which I've since completely cut out of the movie, where Nick and Adam meet up at Sheffield Station.
Jesus, dear God, you look rough. I know. Up all night, studying statistical theory.
Come on.
Tell me about it.
Smoke?
Nah, I'm alright. Wouldn't touch the things.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, you like the other though?
And basically it's just an opportunity for Adam to say, oh, I've been studying, I'm really tired. But I cut the scene for time and also because it doesn't look the best, and I also feel like it doesn't add enough to the film. So that was kind of whatever. Then we went to film the Druggy Dave introduction scene where Nick goes up to Druggy Dave and just starts berating him, essentially. And it's quite a fun scene.
Yeah, mate. Who's that? Look who it is. Look who it is. It's in your ears.
No, who's that?
It's fucking Druggy Dave. What the fuck's he going through the fucking bins for?
Oh,
man?
Nick. It's none of your business, is it?
You've got fucking homeless charities for that shit. Shouldn't be going through the fucking bins like that.
No.
Oi! Crackhead Dave!
The issue with this scene was we spent a lot of time on it because we did a 3-camera setup on it, and we did multiple takes, and we did 2 different setups of the 3 different camera setups, so we had 6 different angles. And then we were just about to do our final bit of coverage that we needed, and then it started snowing.
Action.
Which wasn't in the forecast. Where did that come from? I was looking at all this snow going, what am I meant to do with this? And I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Jeffro, maybe, or maybe Alex Hume or someone. Basically suggested, why don't we just do a oneer? Why don't we just do a 1-take, 1-shot thing? You know, one of those long takes. So I thought, okay, I'm not entirely convinced that it's going to work, but let's try it. And we did it, and we got it in 1 fucking take.
Yeah, mate. Look who it is.
Who?
Druggy Dave.
Oh, Nick, mind your own business.
What's he going through the fucking bins for? Got fucking homeless charities for that fucking shit.
How many times have you got to swear, Nick?
Oi! Crackhead! Oi! Crackhead! Oi! What are you going for the fucking bins for?
What's it got to do with you?
It's fucking government fucking property.
Yeah, well, take a hint, kid.
kid.
Yeah.
I'm 33 years old, you fucking crackhead.
Good for you, kid.
Too much fucking spice,
Yeah.
druggy, Dave. Too much
Go
of the
on.
spice, mate.
Clear off. Yeah, you too.
Fuck's that all about, man?
What did you do that for, Nick?
Fuck it anyway. I need a fucking joint now.
Oh, I did not expect that. I really was so fucking impressed with that. Holy crap. I cannot believe that we managed to get that.
Good job.
But then we filmed the party scene, and now I've done party scenes before for bigger film shoots, and generally they're a miserable, slogging experience, right? Where it's all like, stop, 20 minutes standing around, then. So what I thought, instead of doing that, why don't we just film the entire party more like a documentary? So we got the 3 cameras, right? And I said to them, just do a bit more handheld, as long as you don't get in one another's shots, right? You go here and film things this way, you film there, get things this way, you film here, get things this way. And that's how it works, okay? And just, these are your safety margins, don't leave them. That was it, essentially, right? So we just did 3 or 4 takes, right? And just did the entire scene in these long takes. Each take was like 9 minutes, right? And it meant that we were able to shoot the entire party scene in about an hour and a half. What took more time to film, well, it took more time to set up the party scene than it did to actually film it, because we needed to make the place look like a party. We needed to figure out the fake drugs, which were crushed up vitamin tablets. I took like vitamin stuff at the time, like vitamin C and vitamin D and stuff, so I crushed those up, made those look like cocaine, took a bit of brown sugar, made that look like heroin, that kind of thing. Then after that, we had one scene which was this long take with the gimbal, with Stephen Shaw's Black Magic with his gimbal, which is Nick running down the road, right? And he's ranting to himself, and it's quite a fun scene. I really enjoy it.
It's just me. I'm gonna fucking make it. It's the Bitcoin. It's like a Bitcoin fucking orgy. Just put the Bitcoin in. The money comes. No one knows where it's fucking coming from. It just keeps on coming. The whole world is in fucking debt. And I'm off my fucking face. This is gonna fucking rock!
And it basically follows up from this specific part in the party sequence where Nick and Druggy Dave are having a bit of a conversation, which that was its own separate mini scene that we kind of did between 2 takes of the main scene. I just got 2 cameras and just slotted them like that, just did it instantaneously. That's why it kind of doesn't look quite as well lit and quite as well put together as some of the rest of the movie. But it was a bit of a rush job, I do know that. But at the end of the day, I was kind of going back to the World Cup heist attitude towards filmmaking with that scene. And you know what? I think it's a good scene. I actually really enjoy the scene. So I don't mind. I'm not bothered. I don't think the fact that it looks a little bit gringy and grungy gets to me. I don't look at it and think, ugh, right? But maybe others do. I don't. And I'm the one that's ashamed of this film. So that should tell you a lot.
This is technically the Wednesday, but we've just finished Tuesday shoot. It is 2 a.m. It's 3 a.m. We've just been touring the second accommodation. It's something else, I'm telling you. This is strange stuff.
So you come in from there, from that door there. This is the front door. There's room in here.
There is so much food everywhere. In every single one of the cupboards, there is food. I've checked the dates on, there's some onions, right? Now, onions kind of go out of date fairly quickly. You know, it maybe takes a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks after you buy it, they go off. But these onions have gone off on the 29th of January. So that means people, last time someone was here was the 29th of January.
Bye-bye. Here is the bedroom.
We've got some change we could have chucked at the homeless man.
Why is there just cash sitting in all of these?
I'll just bring that back. Okay, that's where cutlery is.
So you got this here.
This is so much more workable.
Yeah.
Was that a fridge and a fridge freezer separate?
I think so.
Oh, hello, baby.
What's in there?
Gibbs.
We're going to tell them that we put that there. I was free.
I mean, there is 3 of them still.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god! This is like a Narnia to North Pole.
It's going to need defrosting.
Yep. I'm just going to quickly tour you through the rest of the house. So, you got that where you came in. Now you got in here, there's another room. Just that. You got down here, and then you got up here. Up here, you got 2 more rooms. There's one I just passed, and that one there. Got a shelf. You got bathrooms here. Bathroom, bathroom, bathroom. Light switches. Room. That was the room I missed. This is probably the biggest one. Got this. It's another room. And you got this, which is the final room. And then you got 5 emergency escape. So it's all corridors. We think it's student accommodation.
I think Alex said it best when he said it was a mental hospital. It looks really fucked up, but I think it works. It really, really looks good for Nick's character, because it's so him, so weird and freaky and plain, but there's clearly something deeper going on. We're going to have to be filming here at some point. I think we're filming here on Thursday. I don't sound like me, I sound like someone else. When I talk, I don't sound like the me that I know that talks. I apologise about the framing, by the way, but I'm literally leaning my phone up against a tap that's on the sink, kind of from the side. I tried to get it right, but it keeps sliding back, so I cannot be bothered. It's 3 AM, I want to go to bed. But I thought I should just let you guys know about how mental this place is. So we'll catch you around on the day 3.
Day 3, the pub day. Now this is the day where I feel like I could have done a much better job. I look back at it and I think we were working very inefficiently, and it was because we had such a large crew and I didn't have the confidence to rein people in. I didn't have that confidence to tell people to stop yakking and stop gallivanting around and to get to work, right? And that's not to say that people were lazy or anything like that. Everyone was very, very hard working. It's just that I didn't do a good enough job of allotting breaks, allotting times of work and not work, and allotting where people should go and do what, and general organising. I just didn't do a very good job of it. I could have done such a better job of that, and I didn't, because I lacked confidence and the ability to express myself and to feel like I was disappointing people or acting like a dictator. I was really worried about that. And I think that worry kind of impedes a lot of the stuff in this day. I feel like everything was so much slower than it needed to be, and it's because of me, right? That's just the be all and end all of it. That's just it. I could have done a better job, but I didn't.
Hello all you 3 AMers. It is currently 3:47 AM. This is about to be day 4. Day 3 was, oh my God, there were a lot of issues, one after the other, after the fucking other. Cars nearly crashing, road traffic incidents, fucking running out of cigarettes, fucking my phone, everybody's phone dying and having to text all these different, because this was a day where we had a lot of extras coming in, right? So that's, of all the days, I need my phone on that day. I didn't have my phone. Lee didn't have his phone. Alex Hume had his phone on about 10%. I was using fucking Harry Crawford's phone. Felt like Christopher Nolan, like... I don't think Christopher Nolan's very good. I mean, he's a good director, probably, but I don't like him. He's not that good. Because he doesn't have a phone. He would be a lot better. Tenet would be a lot better if he had a phone on the set. And he could be calling people and going like, okay, are you coming? To be honest, he probably just has someone he just goes up to and is like, call them. I think I need to be more authoritarian. We've done half the shoot. People are now involved with this. People are now in it for the long haul. They're seeing the end in sight. I need to start getting more strict, I think. I need to start being a bit more of a Jimmy Carter. Well, Jimmy Carter's not really like tough. He's just clean energy, isn't he? I need to be like a tough nut, basically. I need to stop taking shit from people. I need to start telling people exactly like it is, how it is, what to do, when to do it, and not just the people that I feel comfortable doing that with. It needs to be absolutely fucking everybody. And I think you just need to chuck in a few pleases and thank yous here and there throughout, because you need to be diplomatic. You don't want to just be a cunt about it. You want to be thorough, and you want to be, because you want people to think you're doing it for a reason.
No, it was your boom, but I've lowered the shot slightly, so I made it easier.
I think there's a bit. Was it this?
No, it wasn't
No, it's
that,
not that.
because it was moving. I've lowered the whole shot, just a tiny bit, so that it works.
I think it's because it's angled up, Alex.
See, look, we're in a lot of problems. We have, I am minus 350 on the old debit card. I'm not doing too good in terms of finances. Do you know what's weird? I did so much preparation for this film. I spent so many months preparing. You come here, you realise you've forgotten the most basic shit, and then you feel like you didn't do any preparation. I'm seriously wondering what the fuck I've spent the last 5 months doing. I could have just bodge jobbed this whole fucking thing. All because we were sitting around doing fucking Zoom calls. Anyway, tomorrow we're going to be filming at the Peaks. And all the others are at the second accommodation at the moment. Jeffro, Rene and Christian are all up there. So what we're doing, I've set up the cameras for some angles that they're going to do. So literally, me, Lee and Alex Hume are going to just rock up, see what kind of angles they've got, wait for Harry to turn up on the set, and just fucking go and jump into it. Because the first shot of the day takes the longest, and it's not the best shot of the whole day, ever. The first shot you do will never be the best shot you shoot that day, ever, 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 ever. So just get it fucking out of the way. Get it done with, you know? That's my idea. We did that on the day one and it worked. It got us straight into things. We have to check out at 10 a.m. Yeah, and I'm the one that's meant to be getting up first and knocking on the other people's doors and getting them up and getting them breakfast and stuff, because I want them out of the house earlier. There's only a £15 per hour charge for being late, but I don't really want to have to pay that because I am very, 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 very poor at the moment. Yeah, this has kind of bled me dry. So far it's been working though. It's fucking working. It's happening. It's really fucking happening. And I'm so proud of everything that we've done. I'm so proud of the fucking crew that we've managed to assemble, of some of the most talented fucking people I have ever worked with. It's really, I don't know if you can see my eyes. They don't look best healthy. I think I'm starting to get a little bit delirious from the 3 to 4 hours per sleep per night and just the insane workload that's going on and the mental process that I've got to be doing up here. I've got to be answering questions every couple days. Every couple seconds. You know, it'll be Josh, and there'll be some question about the camera, and then I'll turn around and it's Josh, and it's some question about, you know, one of the actors, and then Josh is some question about the sound, and then Josh is some question about lighting, and then Josh is some question about some other random bullshit. It's very, 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 I love doing the job of directing, but it's very, very fucking difficult. So I've just had a shower. There's horses in there too. Some really, really cool horses there. It's so nice. I'm about to go to the Peak Districts. They're gonna be cool. There's a nice Peak District. I think there's 3 reservoirs, right? There's a lower one, a middle one, and an upper one. And each one, the more upper you go, the more like sandy and quarry-like it becomes. So I'm very, very excited because we've only seen it on Google Maps so far. You know, I'm being serious. We've only seen it on Google Maps. I kind of don't want to shave my beard because I feel like I've kind of grown accustomed to it. I feel like I kind of want to shave it once I've finished. you know, as like a transition of, I don't know, growth.
Sorry guys. I thought it was your first line.
No, I'm going straight improv. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll go.
Ready? Straight to the butt, and then dead it.
Is it still smoking? Is it still like the whispers for your cigarettes or mine?
Will do, 1 minute, I'm not even recording yet. Slate 74, take 2. Action!
Oh, clap, clap!
Up, up!
Day 4's done. Problems are starting to come. Money problems, organisational problems. I think, yeah, I definitely foresaw this coming because it is long day after long day after long day after long day, accommodation, people who are on as DOPs coming back and doing other things, you know. It's incredibly stressful on everybody. I don't give a shit about my stress. My stress is fucking whatever, you know, I'll get back on Sunday and it'll be gone. But I worry about what other people are stressed about. That's where my stress comes from. It's good to be an authoritative. I've gotten much more like, I don't really give a fuck what you think of me. We're gonna get this done. I want a good movie. That's how I was today. Apart from at the end, because I got fucking totally delirious. But honestly, yesterday, right? And this isn't me just going, oh, feel sorry for me. Between waking up and falling asleep, not like lying in and like trying to fall asleep, I had 45 minutes of free time in the whole day. 45 minutes. Now, I'm not bothered about that because this is my project. I am passionate about it. I want this thing out and done. However, I am tired and I'm only getting more tired. I need to go to bed early today. I really need a good night's sleep. As well, I keep going to bed at like fucking 4 a.m.
Could you like run into it, please?
Right there. Yeah. I've done it. Alright.
We need to just push. Everything is falling apart around me, and I just need to, for two more days. Just 2 more. It's a hurdle that you just need to overcome. At the moment, I feel like I'm in the middle of a fucking triathlon of hurdles. What's that fucking thing? Pole vault. I feel like I'm in a pole vault. And I cannot be like that when I'm trying to direct the set. I feel like I'm basically directing the producer to do the producing. And that's not me trying to insult him or anything or his performance. But I'm really, I'm not even stressed. See, what I've done is enforced this kind of second unit that goes off and does stuff while the main unit is recording another scene. I like to have 2 scenes being recorded at the same time. And I think this time I need to start spreading them out a bit more. Yesterday it felt like I was directing 2 sets because they were right next to each other. I don't want that feeling again. Today we had literally no second unit stuff at all. And also, another thing that's really fucking me up is that the call sheets are getting out of date. They're getting really out of date. I'm really tired. I've had about 8, 9, maybe 10 hours of sleep since Monday. And that's like real sleep. Like, I've probably been in bed for like 4 hours each day. At most like 5, 6, but generally 4. Today I want a full 8 hours sleep. I need a full 8 hours sleep. I needed it yesterday and I didn't end up getting it. I need that sleep tonight.
He has a powerful weapon. He charges 1,000,000 a shot. If you want to get rid of someone, the man with the golden gun.
Are we done for the car?
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
Could I pass it on to you?
I have a partner named
The
Brenda.
immune system was so poor that the vaccine, well, it's inactivated anyway. Vaccines contain inactivated.
You talk
This was that Danish study that looked at 5
Turn that light all
million
the way
people
down.
who sit the
Keep
MMR.
swimming, just keep
And like
swimming.
112 people had on.
Hi. Can you just kind of like eat as if like and just look in character, and it can look like you've got the munchies?
What happened to the headphones?
Alright, let's go for a take.
Rolling.
It's 87, right? Sorry, 85.
85, take 2.
Alright. This is shot 85, take 2. Pause for whatever the fuck that noise is. They're coming to kill us.
That's that helicopter coming back.
Back.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
You want to put your camera so that it's steady?
Well, we can see.
You know, and at that point it's like, oh, you know, real point a finger at Adam, like, oh, you, onlooker, you know, come here, this your mate here, you know, that kind of like, yeah, bit like kind of Tarantino, point at the camera, oh, you!
Action!
Yo, Juggy, you got any gear?
Reset, can we do that one more time? That was my fault, not yours. Action!
Yo, Juggy, have you got any gear?
Reset just one more time. Action!
Yo, Juggy, have you got any gear?
And legend cut.
The Saturday, yeah, just between everybody, it's long. It's incredibly long. It's a 7 a.m. start, which I'm not looking forward to at all. And like, I'm the director. I'm the one that's meant to be passionate about this film. I fucking despise early starts. But I've had to do it. I had to make that call because we need the film. And the Saturday, we need to just push.
Everyone sort of knows what the film industry's kind of like.
I was saying yesterday, when you look that way, but then look this way, and that's just a set of Shameless.
Just a what?
Set of Shameless. You've got the shop on the corner, you've got the alleyway which goes round to the pub.
Yeah.
Cinematographical techniques.
Oh man, if you're just there still.
Can you push that, tilt it a little bit more slightly down? And I think it's falling, push the dead cat up because I think it's falling off.
Do you mean this?
No, the dead cat, the grey bit. Thank you.
Do you want it tilted down or that?
A little bit tilted down.
Is that what it's called, the dead cat?
Yeah. I've no idea.
Oh, lovely.
That's
It
good,
looks
that's
like
good,
a
that's
dead
good, that's good. Thank you.
Welcome to Life on Set. I'd be more comfortable doing it in the side road though, to be honest, because I'm on the main road.
True.
I'm trying to focus on speed cameras and your safety.
So in the script, there's meant to be this bit towards the climax where Nick has this whole heist thing figured out, and there's all these people coming with cars, and there's going to be a big fight, and it's going to be all kind of mental like that, right? So a lot of that involves, hiring people to come with cars to go to a specific location. And on this day, I was getting a lot of dropouts. We were running a bit behind. One of the actors had to show up late because they were getting the vaccine, because bear in mind this is all during COVID. So everything was all a little bit all over the place. And I remember being in the car and going towards the location thinking, we can't shoot what's in the script. We physically cannot do it. And I remember saying distinctly, the quote was, "I want an end to my fucking movie." I remember saying that. And in the car, I basically, quite manically, made up a new ending.
When you got out of the car and I sort of went, oh yeah, the entire ending, we're changing it.
I thought, interesting. I had no idea what you're trying to do, but at the same time it was like, right, tell me what to do, where to be, and I'll do it. So yeah, I was, I kind of wanted you to be a bit of a tyrant. No, crack the whip, so to speak. You've, go up that hill in the freezing cold and film this or that, which, it was fun.
You rolling?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Give me a cue then.
Cue. And you don't need to come back down, by the way, we'll meet you up there.
Right, okay. All right.
Action. You know when we were on the very end of Psych, and we were up in the snow and that?
Oh,
were you in the car with me? I can't remember.
No, I mean, can't remember, but it was cold. I just remember the cold. It was cold, windy, and it was, bear in mind this is April, snowy, just everywhere. And I was like, oh, it looked great, and it looked great on film. But it wasn't all cold. The thing is, like, you have to suffer for art. Like, who does film because it's easy? No, you are going to suffer, you are going to put in the work. Sometimes you just need to break the cold, but only for a few hours. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not the Arctic, you're not going to, like, get frostbite. I still got my fingers and toes. Yeah. I've got a lot to be grateful for. But yeah, we split off into, like, 3 different units. Almost like a military operation. It's like, no, you do that, you do that, you do that. Rendezvous back here at this time, bang. And that's what we did. Military operation.
So, as we came to finishing the filming of this movie on the 11th of April 2021, the relief that came over me in that moment, I mean, I think this clip says it all.
We're done. We're fucking done. Oh my god. Yes!
On the drive back, I remember thinking of nothing. And I don't do that very often. I don't normally think about nothing. I'm normally one of those overthinky type people. So that was a nice little change of pace. We went to a Tesco Extra. We bought some beers. We went back to our Airbnb, and the few people that were left, we all kind of sat and had a drink. We bought some crisps and some frozen pizzas and shit. And we just like chatted shit, and we talked to each other about our dreams and aspirations. We showed one another old projects that we'd done, that kind of thing, and just had a whale of a time. I ended up sleeping on the floor outside the bathroom because there were no beds left. The whole bed situation with this was a bit of a nightmare. I spent most of this shoot sleeping in, I slept in a bed the first 3 days, but I think in the last 3 days I spent sleeping either on a sofa or on the floor. Hence why in the clips you see bags down to like here.
You know, I've got 66 clips. The second setup to today, not even the first. Like my SD card filled up, I think on like take 2 of like the second setup. I've got 66 clips on the SD card down there. 66, that means I got about like 70 to 72 clips just today. Times that by 3, first off, you got 210. Now times that by 6, you have 1,200 clips. That's to work with. Yes, that's gonna be good.
I woke up the next day to one of the most gorgeous sunrises I've ever seen, and I thought I don't even need to capture it. So we're not going to cut to it or anything. Here's an artist's rendition, but I didn't need to capture it. We just captured a feature film, and we'd done it. And I was now going to go home and live with the feeling of accomplishment as someone that has done that, who has managed to get that done. So the next day, me, Lee, Maurice went back, Alex Hume came with us, and Rene came with us, and we went back to the Peak District where we filmed that climax, where it was all snowing and stuff. We went to the top of a big hill, and we sat there for about an hour and smoked a cigar. Lee had a cigarette. Rene took his shoes off and went climbing trees and stuff. Alex Hume probably joined in. Hey, sheepy. I remember sitting there smoking that cigar and, again, not thinking of anything, not worrying, just sitting there in the bliss of the moment, rather than, you know, proselytizing things to myself, going, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that, this needs to get done. There was no more noise. It was all quiet, serene, very serene. Serene is what I meant to say. And yeah, then about right after we did that, we drove home. Me and Lee drove home together, had a bit of a chat, and then he dropped me off, and I was home again, and that was it. And that was the filming. That was the production of a Sheffield Psychedelic, wrapped. Now I've got all of this footage on my computer. I spent a while reorganizing the files. I'll tell you what, the file organization on Psych was a nightmare when it first started, because I didn't have a laptop at the time. No one had a laptop at the fucking time. So everything just stayed in the cameras until day 4, when someone came down who did have a laptop, and I had to beg him to let me use his laptop. He let me, thankfully, and we backed it all up, because I had a hard drive, I just didn't have a laptop. And yeah, I managed to get it all backed up, really quite rush. And then I got back and I was spending time adjusting the files to make sure everything made sense, organizing things into day and camera and that sort of thing. And that was it. That was it done as far as I was concerned. Now all I had to do was send this hard drive off to Maurice. But something in the back of my mind felt like this wasn't the end of my involvement, that there was a lot further to go, that the journey was only just beginning, even though it felt like I'd gone so far already. I started to get lots of emails from people, from crew and cast, saying, hi, I've tried emailing Maurice a few times now, but he's not got back to me. He owes me X amount of money. And then it'd be another person, and they would email me and say, hey, I spoke to Maurice. So I emailed Maurice, and he never got back to me. He owes me, oh, how much does he owe you? Oh, 120 quid, 150 quid, 200 quid, 300 quid, you know? And I had to pay all that out because Maurice bailed from the project. He went completely AWOL. He was meant to edit the film, and the more that this went on, the more that I was getting these emails from people, I would forward them on to Maurice and say, like, can you sort this out, please? This is your job. This is your responsibility. Never heard anything. So I ended up sending him a load of very angry voice notes. I'm not someone that does that, right? I'm normally quite a calm and collected person, but I sent him about 10 minutes worth of proper shouting voice notes saying, if you don't get back to me and respond to this message and start to clear up your fucking mess by midnight tonight, 11:59 p.m. tonight, you're out, and the film's mine. And guess what? I never heard from him. In fact, he took himself off of IMDb. He removed himself from the film of his own accord. I didn't have to do anything. So now the film has, if me and him were the mum and dad, then the mum's just died. And I'm a single dad with a film that needs looking after. And no idea how to get it completed. So what am I gonna do for the next however long? Because we were meant to release the film in December of 2021. Yeah, you can see that that definitely happened. I kind of went off the rails a little bit with this film in my hands that I didn't know what to do with because I couldn't edit the footage. I didn't have a computer that was capable of editing the footage. The black magic stuff, right? Can't touch it. The GH4 stuff, can't touch it. The A7 stuff, can't touch it. Put the sound in, it starts lagging. Put one video clip in, starts lagging. Try and render, crashes the editor. I could not edit this footage for the life of me. And I was trying to find editors and I was failing. And it looked like this film was going to end up stuck in development hell. And as time went on, and the days slipped into weeks, it slipped into months from that production cycle. And that started to become more and more a thing of the past rather than continuation of the present. It just seemed like this film was slipping out of my fingers. It just seemed like it wasn't going to be a thing that actually actualized. It was just going to stay a figment in my imagination, even though it existed in the form of video and files and sound and audio. But it just, the pieces of the puzzle were all there. They just needed someone who actually had the tools to put them together because these pieces are made out of fucking cast iron and they're the size of that fucking building there, right? Good luck shifting one of them without a crane, so you need to find someone with a crane. And yeah, I ended up sort of forgetting about it for a while. Hello there, my name is Joshua Morrison and I'm with Morrison Productions. I'm here today to talk to you about a new record that we have made for you. It's a good album. I really pushed the boat out. You know, that's what you guys deserve because you came along, you listened to the previous ones. At the end of the day, I cannot thank you enough. So, thank you guys. This hasn't been a very fun day so far, to be honest. I started off with psychedelic involvement. The psychedelic involvement has a core team of about 40 people. You know, it's got about 15 sort of cast, it's got 10 crew, and then there's editors and sound dubbers and all that sort of madness. Most of the filmmakers that you see on YouTube and stuff, they just seem to magically have friends with like a DOP or something like that. I don't have that. I know people, but I don't have like a big partnership with anybody where I can, you know, just hand them footage and they just put the magic on it and give it back to me. I don't have that. I do basically everything. I'm producing psychedelic involvement, and we did that in April, and it's August now. By now, I was supposed to have an edit in my hand. I have nothing. I have nothing. And by now, actors are starting to come to me and sort of say, hey, how's the film going? And I'm just sort of saying, oh yeah, it's going great, you know. We're just doing this and we're doing that. Well, nothing's happened. As time went on, as the weeks turned to months from that rap of a Sheffield Psychedelic, the energy that I'd gotten from that slowly waned, and I didn't really know what to do. I was a bit lost and I was a bit terrified of what was going to happen. And I could feel a depression coming on, but it wasn't happening yet, and I wasn't really sure why. I was glad it wasn't, but I wasn't really sure why it wasn't happening. I just sort of kept going through the motions, just making stuff for nobody. And I didn't really understand why I was doing any of it. It all felt pointless, but it all felt necessary at the same time. I don't really know how to describe it better than that. It was a weird time. Alongside all of this, my wife's still ill, and you know, I'm taking care of her as best I can through this, but realistically, I could have done more. I could have been more there for her throughout all of this and, you know, put more effort in. I could have put more effort into trying to get a diagnosis, because if you're a woman, you know that doctors don't give a shit about what you think. And I remember we went to one hospital And they just said, no, we're not going to bother with you. And I remember leaving that hospital and just saying to every single person, because it was a hospital on the end of a road. And I remember walking down that road and there were a few people that were walking towards the hospital and I was like, don't bother going in that hospital, they'll leave you to fucking die. It was getting that bad. And I was becoming more and more of I guess not necessarily a bad person. I think my heart was in the right place, but I was not myself. I was something else, you know. All of this had started to change me. Jeff Rowe, the DP of Sheffield Psychedelic, he got in touch with me and said that he wanted to make a film called Scorched Earth, which is an apocalyptic film about this world that doesn't have water. All the water's irradiated, so people need to get clean water. And I said, yeah, I'll be down for that. He's like, do you want to help me direct it? And I was like, yeah, I'm down for that. So at first, though, I kind of thought it wasn't really going to materialise. I didn't think it was necessarily going to happen. And so I kind of forgot about it for a month. And then he reached out to me with a full plan and he knew exactly everything that he was going to do. He's one of those very military type people who knows exactly what he needs, how he needs it, what he's going to do and when he's going to do it and how. He knows everything like that. He's not like higgledy-piggledy. He's an expert on things, right? He's got a channel called Retro Gem Studios where you can see him talk about like old TV shows and Star Trek and weird light phenomenon and things like that, camera technologies.
That was a bit abrupt.
Good channel, very calming sort of stuff to fall asleep to in that sort of way. It's just nice stuff to listen to. He's got a good voice for it. He's very calm, unlike me.
I think we can all agree that streaming has become a bit meh in the past few years. New features added behind a paywall, popular titles being taken off, and now they include adverts. I mean, we're actually expected to pay for the privilege of having adverts shown at us. I mean, what is this, broadcast TV or something?
So he took the lead on Scorched Earth, which was basically exactly the same thing as a Sheffield Psychedelic, going out and filming in one day after another, after another, after another. But this time we're going even further because instead of it just being a load of dialogue scenes pretty much, there's action. You know, people are running around and fighting each other with sticks and knives and shit, right? There's all sorts of things going on, you know? And we managed to film that as well, somehow, in September and October of the same year.
Hello, so here's how we make blood, right? Got some honey, get some runny honey, and you take 2 drops of the red. I'm gonna try and get exactly 2 drops. Come on. That's probably enough. Mix that in. I'm just gonna do it in here because I can close it easier. Okay, and now I'm gonna do a little bit of the blue. Again, two drops. This is what makes it dark and more realistic. Come on. Oh, that should be enough.
Right, you can't see my hand with the leaves.
Not anymore, no.
Right. You see my face or just the wood?
Your face as well, and the wood.
Ouch.
I don't like this.
Me neither. Actually, you chill out there.
I'm just playing with Harry.
Kiss my...
And yeah, I've got actually another movie coming up as well. I've literally got a 2-week break off when I get back home.
And then right after that, we filmed another feature film in 6 days called Connie Lynn, which was made by AI. Bear in mind that AI was not like the moral, questionable thing that it is today. Obviously, I'm sure there were questions about it, but I felt like a film could explore those questions rather than being a victim of those questions. So I was totally fine with the idea of making a film with AI. Just as a disclaimer, I would never have ever made Connie Lynn today. Wouldn't have happened. I would have said no instantly, and I would have not been involved with it.
I'm just saying all this because in the Connie Lynn marketing, Elon Musk is touted as like, ooh, the film wouldn't be possible without Elon Musk. Yes, it fucking would. Elon Musk can fuck right off. All this AI shit is just right-wing fucking grifters fucking putting their bullshit technology on us, trying to advance us into some future that no one fucking wants. Hate it. So that's Connie Lynn. And we filmed that. But at the time, I didn't have these opinions about AI because no one knew about AI. This is before even ChatGPT was a thing. Honestly, we had no idea what any of this stuff was or how it worked or what the future of it was going to be. We just knew that we were going to be the first.
All right, Marty McFly.
What were you trying to play?
Rachmaninoff's Prelude in C sharp major.
I don't know if that's the best thing to start with.
Was that like vitamin B?
What?
Vitamin or D or whatever it is.
Water, like a water pistol in my face.
Yeah, just it's just water, really.
I remember when we went to do the final scene of Connie Lynn, we were filming at a church, and the whole point of it is a woman walks up to the church and she's looking up at it for some reason, and when she walks up to it, the bell rang, just like this. And that was all diegetic. That church bell was completely diegetic audio. And I don't understand how we exactly managed to get that, but we did. And so we have just finished Connie Lynn, Scorched Earth, and a Sheffield Psychedelic. We filmed 3 feature films in 1 year. Ah, you know, it was a good time, you know, fantastic. Coming back down from the final day of shooting Connie Lynn up in Leeds was the end of an era in a way and the beginning of a new, because now we had to start editing all these works. It started off by us going up to Matlock.
Hello, my name is Joshua Morrison, and I'm here to show you our new accommodation. Welcome home, friend. Welcome home. We got the living room. We got Lee. I can't see if I'm pointing at Lee. We got Jeffro. We got Netflix this time. And this place, if you haven't noticed yet, I'm gonna have fun here. Me, Lee, and Jeffro just kind of hanging around in the Airbnb, showing each other bits of footage that we gotten, having a look at all the various bits of stuff that we filmed before and seeing how the film would come together, the various films that we'd done. And for the next year or so, we just made a point of just going up north. Every couple months we would go up north, find an Airbnb and just stay there for a few days, and we would venture ourselves out into the countryside. Politics is annoying me, you know, all this stuff going on. I don't really want to get into any of it. That way, if I stay vague, doesn't matter what side you're on, you can just agree with me and go, yeah, there is a problem going on. You know what I mean? There are a lot of problems going on. I'm just going to keep saying it like that. There are a lot of problems going on. Yeah, that's got the effect.
Yes, there we go. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got.
Can I see the hair?
Yeah.
Just right, sit on these. Moving.
Yeah.
Perfect. Can you have a look again? Can I have a look closer?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
What would like alternate universe Josh be like?
He's French, I met him.
Ah.
The wood's actually cracking up, like the flames are not outside, the flames are inside, coming through.
Mm.
Did you burn all the betting slips?
Burnt some of them.
Oh.
I don't think you really would, though. It'd be pretty painful.
But I love the heat, so once I pass that pain barrier, it would be like, okay, I died the best way I could. I died hot. Other than that, I'd like to die in the Mojave Desert.
Why?
Because I love the heat and I want to die somewhere warm. I don't want to die somewhere cold, like the UK.
Fair. Imagine you actually die in a blizzard, though.
That would be a nightmare. Look how orange those logs are there. No, your head's not in enough. Well, no, move that way. Move that way. Stop. No. No. Nearly got it. See, that is what we could have done with Jeffrey. No, your head, because I'm trying to get the statue. Look there. Right, just a little bit. There you go. All three of us are in now.
All over the Peak District, went all over Ambergate, Lumsdale, Matlock Bath, Derby, Alfreton, Leeds, Sheffield, Peak District. We went everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And there were some really fantastic times. And we had a lot of nice little moments where it felt like everything was coming together. It felt like what we were doing was for a purpose. It felt like we were doing something for a reason. However, as Scorched Earth and Connie Lynn started to get edited, Sheffield Psychedelic seemed to fall behind. Connie Lynn premiered at the View Cinema in Piccadilly Circus in July of 2022. And then Scorched Earth was released onto Amazon Prime a few months after that in November of 2022. And by this point, Sheffield Psychedelic was completely unedited. It was just a load of files on my hard drive. And the reason for that was simple. The problem is that I just wasn't able to edit the footage. I just couldn't edit the fucking footage. And that was the key. I needed to find someone who could edit this film.
I think I might need this. Need to get the angle right, man. It's filmmaking 101. You get it? Because I don't know how to make films. Shut up, that bit was funny, okay? I'll beat you. What are you talking about?
You right? I'm Josh. We've just been up doing some of the Psych reshoots. Well, that's actually a total lie. We did them a few months ago, but we're back up north anyway, filming some extra stuff. Just little shots of Sheffield, really. I've been going around getting shots of anything that looks Sheffieldy, anything that's got Sheffield City Council on it, just because you need to get that stuff, get a bit of the essence of Sheffield out there.
Can you come back as well?
And can you not cross beyond this here, please? We'll get something as an imaginary marker. Would that help you? No one else is using that at the moment.
Bit more forwards, Sorry, no, a bit more forwards, yeah. There, no, a bit more, yeah, that. Like that, yeah.
Yeah, just take one step into them. Rolling?
Rolling.
You guys rolling on your audios?
Yeah.
Action.
Do you want me to go for a whole diver from the top?
Yeah.
I know what I need to do. I always know what I need to do.
And as time went on, and Sheffield Psychedelic fell more and more into the past, I started to get a little bit on edge. I felt like this film was on top of me, and I felt like the expectations of all the cast and crew that had given themselves to this film, I was letting them all down. I was truly letting them all down. And I was. Why hadn't the film come out? Why hadn't I managed to get my shit together in order to get this film done? What was I doing wrong? I can't answer that question. It just felt like I had a load of baggage on me. And it felt like I just couldn't make the thing work. I couldn't complete my project. Why couldn't I complete my project? I don't know. And as time went on, I really fell into a bit of a depressive state where just everything felt pointless. I was trying to make bits of content and nothing was getting any views, nothing was getting any attention. And I kind of thought, if Sheffield Psychedelic comes out, what's the fucking point? It's going to come out, it's going to be put onto Amazon Prime, no one's going to care about it, it's going to get a load of negative reviews, and that's going to be the end of it. And I'm going to have done all of this for nothing. What's the point of that? Every time I've released a film up until this point, I've found myself just a little bit depressed after the fact, because I put all this effort in for such little reward, and yet I keep doing it. Why do I keep doing it? Why do I keep putting myself through this rigmarole every single time? I don't have the answer to that. And I didn't have the answer back then, and that cognitive dissonance was really, really troublesome for me. And it was making me a worse person. It was making me a more negative, slouchy, lazy, aggravated, easily agitated person.
You know how you're at work and you hate your boss? I'm my boss. I hate my boss, man. He's such a prick. He's seriously, he expects so much from me. He expected me this week to put out 12 videos. I haven't had a real day off in a long, long time. The other day I went out to have a few drinks in the park with one of my mates, well, some of my mates, and that was brilliant. I ended up going to another bit of the park to have a bit of a lie down. I wanted to just get away from it all for a little bit, and these two guys came over and they just started talking to me, and I basically just told them my whole life story, and they're like, damn, cool. And I was telling them about being a filmmaker and all that, and they were like, oh, that's so cool, you should come join us. And they pointed over to like a bench full of more of them. I went back and told my friends, yeah, we should go talk to them, but never did. Still though, that was an incredible experience. And the other day was, I just don't really remember.
It's weird. Like when you see videos of yourself like years ago, it's like I was such a complete different person back then. Like I've changed completely.
I watched a video where we did the trial.
Oh.
That's another sign. It's always a good thing to remember. I don't know if you know it, but if you find yourself cringing at a lot of things you've done, it means you're improving.
Yeah,
I couldn't help.
But the worst thing is, I'm always cringing.
Yeah, exactly.
In July of 2022, we went to the screening of Connie Lynn, and I remember just feeling so miserable the entire time. You can see me in the pictures. I don't look like a happy lad. I look like a miserable bastard, because that's what I am at that point. I remember being on the train back. Everyone was yakking and talking about how great everything was and all the opportunities that would come in the future. And I remember just being sat on my phone, just playing Pandemic Inc. or whatever it is, Plague Inc. Right? Just playing that non-stop, because I had nothing more to say. I wanted to escape this world. I had nothing in common with it anymore. And as that got worse and worse, I think my marriage suffered. And across the first half of 2023, my marriage fell apart, which culminated in a divorce. And that left me a little bit shell-shocked. I was just so unhappy. I was so unhappy. I really loved the girl, I really did. And I was doing all of this. I was putting all my effort into trying to bypass the system in a way, to try and quite naively make something of myself through this content, through these fucking films. And I thought that was going to turn me into a success, that if I could make a feature film, that I could be a successful person. That was the dream, that was the image that I portrayed. Even to myself, I was lying to myself all the time, saying that if I could just get this thing done, then I could be a real person, and all my problems would go away. And I knew that they wouldn't deep down, because every time that I've completed a film before, it's never led to anything good. It's just never led to anything good. And I spent a long time very empty feeling inside. Going up north for Lee started to feel like a chore. It just felt like something I was just doing. And I remember being at a car park while Lee was going around getting YouTube shorts and bits of content for his YouTube channel. I just remember sitting there thinking, what's the fucking point of any of this? It's all so vapid. It's all so vain, isn't it? All this content creation. And was I wrong? I mean, I remember getting my ex-wife to do all this bits of filming, right? and I would say to her, oh yeah, get the camera like this, or get the focus like this. Am I in focus?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is there big lots of zebra lines?
Yes.
Action. I'm gonna pop it out. Oh no, just keep it at the same place, I'm gonna pop out.
Okay.
Whoa. Orb! Orb! And you can tell that she's not interested. You can tell that it's just annoying and that she can see right through the facade that I'm putting out there, that I'm blinding myself to. And I realised what was wrong with me at that point. When I was sat in that car park in September of 2023, I realised that I was a liar, that I was doing all of these films, not because I had anything creative to say, but because I just wanted to be a filmmaker, like all of my heroes, like everyone that I aspired to. And I thought that if I could do this, that I could be successful. And that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. Putting a load of effort into something that's hopeless from the outset isn't going to pay off just because you put a load of effort into it. It just isn't. There's a van that's parked right outside the house. And I'm sat here in a chair. Can't get much better than that. Do you know what they don't really teach you is how to deal with heartbreak in school? And it's logical because it's not something that can just be taught, you know. But I do feel like some basic concepts of self-love and self-appreciation and self-reliance as well. Like there was, I think my biggest problem in the relationship was the beginning interdependence, where, you know, it wasn't clear where I ended and she began. So now it feels like parts of me are gone, and parts of me I quite like. This bench, by the way, that I'm sitting on is the bench where I was looking around. You see down there, there's also another path down that way that I came through. You see, you can go down there, you can also go down there as well, and then you go up there, you see where those two people are. I was just looking over and over again at the different ones and just sort of thinking of them as like different paths in life. And here I was. That's the end of this era. What we just did there. Yeah. Wow. As 2023 came to a close and 2024 started, as I started to get over my divorce, I'd never really got my spark back. I was making things still, but it all felt a little bit empty still, and almost like a distraction from a Sheffield Psychedelic, this big elephant in the room that I was just leaving there, unfinished, incomplete, not even edited, just a load of files on my hard drive. And, you know, I would occasionally get a message from someone that worked on the film going, oh, where's Psych, where's Psych? And it went from, oh yeah, we're working on it, to there's gonna be a while, to just ignoring them because I had nothing positive to say. Absolutely nothing positive to say. And 2024 kind of came to close in sort of September. I realized I needed to do something, anything that was just different. I just needed to do something different. And so I put my effort into making this film called Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence, which if you're watching this DVD, you've probably heard the saying, "Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence." Here's the first one I did. Hey everybody, this is the first video from this new channel, which is going to be called Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence. It's going to be named after a project that I'm working on at the moment, which is a little bit out there, right? And it's all about how shit this journey of a Sheffield Psychedelic was, and how I felt like a failure of a filmmaker. And if you don't have your own voice, I kind of wonder what the point of doing any of this is, because if you don't have your own voice, what are you saying? You're saying someone else's words, essentially. And I just kept making these videos again and again and again about various topics. Central London's like this. I thought I would do a little bit of a video just about Central London and my thoughts on Central London, because I don't like this place. Our cameras are like this. I don't like working on professional film sets. I was the grunt. I did all the stuff like delivering the coffees and
you know, the assistant camera to the assistant camera to the camera operator, who's the assistant to the director of photography, who's then the assistant essentially to the director. So that's like 7 layers of bureaucracy right there. Moaning, groaning, rambling, ranting, and for some reason, people like that. I don't entirely know why, even to this day, but I'm so thankful for every single one of you for allowing me to just take the baggage off, just allowing me to free myself up to be who I actually want to be deep down, right? Which is someone who's free from this fucking movie. This film, A Sheffield Psychedelic, really took a lot out of me. It took so much out of me that I just can't even begin to tell the story coherently. If I want to get into everything, because every single building block of this project, of my life around this project, is building this Jenga tower that is constantly wobbling and waiting to fall over and collapse. And only once I dissect every last little brick will the film be done and out. And right now, we are probably maybe 2 months away from the release of Sheffield Psychedelic. And that tower still feels very tall, but it feels a lot more stable now. It doesn't feel like everything's gonna collapse in on me anymore. It doesn't feel like I failed every single crew member and cast member. And like, yeah, sure, I'm sure they all think like, oh, this film's never gonna come out. I'm sure they all had their little jokes about me. And I'm fine with that because you know what, I deserve it. Because at the end of the day, I wasn't incompetent wannabe fucking Spielberg. I just thought I wasn't, and I got all meta about it. And in a way, that's even worse. You know, what's worse than ignorance is arrogant ignorance. And when this film does finally come out, and this story can finally end, the whole world will be ahead of me. Everything will be there for me to have a look at and so I can judge what projects I want to take on next in a logical, cohesive way. And everything's going to feel so much more freeing. And I think the future holds such bright things for us. And it's just a case of getting there. It's just a case of this final push. And once the film is out, I can just sit back and just go, I've done it. The Sheffield Psychedelic is out, and I can rest.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Sick.
Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about a film that I'm making at the moment called Sheffield Psychedelic. I've made probably about 5 films where there's been an intense journey of self-discovery and self-loathing that turns into self-love and all this sort of stuff, right? And this, A Sheffield Psychedelic, is the best example, the most dramatic, the grandest, the most adventurous, and the scariest, with the most tension and drama, right? And in the end of it, at the end of all of this, after so many months and nearly 2 years of wanting to delete all the fucking files from Sheffield Psychedelic from my, all my backups, I had 5 backups of it, and I wanted to delete them all because I thought that this film is a curse upon me. And I want nothing more than to get rid of it forever, right? To lift this curse, no matter what, no matter how many people it disappoints. It got to that level, it was that bad, right? But I kept pushing, pushed through all of it, right? I got to the end. The film is so nearly done, right? Now, I'm working on the behind the scenes documentary and the blooper reel and all this sort of stuff, right? So I think if I'm working on this stuff, something must be going right. Something must be going in my favor for that to be the case, right? I think that this film could come out this year, 2025, I really do. I've seen the cut that my friend Benja is working on at the moment.
Just wait for the clips to load.
No.
It's the hard drive. Oh yeah, I had to give this all a bit of a tint, otherwise it looked the same as the scenes with the parents.
I like it.
So, like...
Green is an ugly colour.
This is how I like to differentiate the different characters and scenes really subtly, so you wouldn't really notice, but like it separates the feeling.
I was a different person when I made these films, and now I am trying to move on. Like in terms of creativity and inspiration, my headspace and my creative headspace is very different, in a different place than it was back then. People get to my age and they look back and they have like big drinking binges and stuff. I don't have a big drinking binge, I had a big filmmaking binge, and I think it would have been healthier to have a drinking binge. I really do. I don't think that filmmaking is for everyone, and it's not for me. If it's for you, that's great, but I don't think that, I don't know. I've come to accept that I'm not a filmmaker. I like music. I enjoy making music an awful lot more, and I want to do music. I like making these videos are fun. Simple, small projects. I want to get back into doing that and do a lot more simple, small projects. So at the moment, we're currently watching pretty much the final cut of Sheffield Psychedelic. Benja has been editing it. He's taken everything that I put together and then just turned it into something good.
Polishing it.
And he's come up with this fantastic edit. He's literally like talking about doing various like slight colour things matching to various characters' personalities.
Yeah.
That's what creativity is right there. And it's just like, to me, this is mad. It's just like the end of a journey. It's weird because I never thought I'd actually be here this day. It feels surreal. And yeah.
It's cool, And even like the other night when I was just sort of finishing up, I was just like, yeah, it's coming together, it's really good. And then maybe you can just give it a once over and...
Yeah, literally just like a quick check over and that's it done. And it can come out at the end of August, I think.
Whee! You have to finish your documentary though.
Honestly, I think the documentary's nearly done. I just need to cut some bits down and just polish it. But I don't want it to be perfect. I just want it to be like telling the story. It's not about being a technical masterpiece for that. I've finally managed to get it done. And it feels good. And for once in my life, I can leave all this behind. And I can be my own person with the whole world in front of me. And I'm free to be who I want to be, to do the things that I want to do. And I can finally create with passion and to make the things that are interesting to me. Because this is the world that I want to live in. This is the real place for me, not that fucking bastarding cunning movie that I hate with a passion. And sure, maybe I shouldn't be saying that. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that I don't like the film, that this DVD documentary behind the scenes is all about. But who cares? Because you know what? I'm happy to be done with it. I'm happy to be able to move on, to be here right now with the world in front of me. And it feels good. It feels really, really fucking good. Future Josh, man, that was a bit boring. What was that all about? Yeah, did you enjoy the behind the scenes? I know I sure did. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to subscribe to the channel, I know this is on the DVD, but here's what the channel's called. You type that into Google, right? Type that into Google, Morrison Productions comes up. Don't go on Morrison Productions Brothers. That's something that's not related to me. That's some guys that do Lego Star Wars animations. Nothing to do with me. I don't play Lego. Ever since when I was in history class, they used to pull me out of history class and make me play Lego in a cupboard with this weird woman who got on my nerves because she used to keep a list of everyone that asked if we were boyfriend and girlfriend. And you know, she was alright, I guess. But it was annoying. You know, why were people going around thinking that? But anyway, I don't like Lego for that reason. I like making films, I guess. But even then, they're getting stressful, so I might pack that in. Anyway, see ya. I'm gonna go get in my car. Yeah? This is definitely my car that I'm getting into now. It's not just some random car. Don't get the license plate. Nothing to do with me. I don't want the council seeing that I'm not paying my car tax and my insurance and everything. I pay £0 for this Vauxhall. So yeah, see ya. I'm driving away. Bye. I don't know if I should be allowed to keep that last bit in, but fuck it.